Well, hey there, mischief makers and midnight thinkers. Grab your snacks, pull those cozy blankets tight, and settle in because tonight's story time isn't filled with fairy dust or charming frogs. There are no castles, no dragons, no enchanted forests. Nope. Tonight's tale is for the ones plotting a Benz by age 30. The future city council sharks and anyone who's ever whispered, "How do the rich stay rich?" and never get caught? Because what we're diving into tonight isn't fiction, it's a real life playbook wrapped in legal loopholes and loophole legalese. Yep, tonight we're getting into the fine art of rinsing dirty cash clean. That's right, folks. Welcome to Money Laundering, bedtime story edition. So go ahead, fluff up those pillows and hold on to your piggy banks, because this tale includes ghost-written books, fake royalties, and a behind-the-scenes roadmap for how people turn shady money into squeaky clean income without lifting a finger or breaking a single law. Let's rewind for a second. Once upon a time, books were sacred tools for education, catalysts for change, sparks for revolutions. Today, some of them are basically money hampers for scammers. Sounds ridiculous, right? Like, what crime could possibly hide in a 20-page paperback? Well, let me break it down. Platforms like Amazon KDP have made it child's play to publish a book. And I use book lightly, we're talking maybe 15 pages of nonsense. Maybe something spit out by AI or a Frankenstein mix of Wikipedia. Paragraphs stitched together just well enough to fool the plagiarism bots. No editors, no quality control, no gatekeepers. Just upload, tag on a price $199, $499, maybe even $999, and boom, it's live. But here's the plot twist. Those buyers, they're not readers. They're the authors. Or more accurately, the scammers behind the scheme. Here's the con: laundered money drug profits. Bribes, stolen funds gets pumped back into those self-published books. The scammer uses the dirty money to buy their own garbage publication. Over and over again. On the surface, it looks like a bestseller. The platform takes a small cut, then the rest comes back as royalties. Genius in the worst way. To the outside world, it's just someone selling books. In reality, it's a rinse cycle without the detergent dot, and just when you think it couldn't get more crooked, some scammers don't even bother making their own. Fake books, they steal legit authors' identities. They lift profile pictures, fake bios, post bogus reviews, and release books under someone else's name. The real author usually finds out when they get an out-of-nowhere royalty statement, confused emails, or spot a mystery title with their name on the cover, but by then, the grift is long gone. Now, don't think this is just petty cyber hustlers operating in the shadows. Nope, this blueprint has scaled all the way up into politics. Campaigns, PACs, and yes, even elected officials have learned how to dance around the system without ever getting their hands technically dirty. Picture this: a politician drops a bland, forgettable book. Nothing profound, just enough to call themselves an author. Then their campaign or a friendly organization buys thousands of copies. Not for bookstores, not for schools, just bulk orders to keep the money flowing in-house. They don't call it a donation, it's a book sale, legal on paper. Gross in practice. Take a real-life case. Former Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh. She self-published a kids' book series called Healthy Holly Catchy, right? She sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of those books to companies linked to government contracts, hospitals, school systems, and other public entities. A lot of those books were never even handed out. They just sat in boxes. Because the goal wasn't to educate kids, it was to create a paper trail. That's how the game is played, whether you call it money laundering, bribery, wire fraud, or just creative corruption. That's up to the prosecutors. But what matters is this: on the surface, it looked totally legal. Just another book sale. But underneath, it was a payoff in paperback form. A slick exchange hiding in plain sight. This kind of scheme flies under the radar because the loopholes are neat and tidy. No need for duffel bags full of bills when you can just invest in literature. Want to quietly send a pile of cash to your friend? Skip the sketchy transfers, just buy 3,000 copies of their $300 ebook. Problem solved. Clean as a whistle. Now, to be fair, Amazon and other self-publishing platforms say they've got safeguards in place. But let's be honest, they're not built to read intentions. Their job is to process sales, not dig into whether that overpriced 12-page pamphlet costs more than a luxury weekend getaway. Their systems might catch typos, but motives? Not so much. Fake reviews? Common? Bought star ratings? Everywhere. It's all smoke and mirrors. And that's the whole point. These books aren't meant to be read. They're meant to be bought. Over and over. To be fair, not every weirdly priced book is a scam. Some strange niche titles go viral, and some political books sell big if they ride the right wave. But if you see a book with no cover, no buzz, no press, and it's selling for hundreds of dollars, ask yourself who's actually buying this? And more importantly, why? Because laundering money doesn't always show up with a ski mask. Sometimes it hides behind a 5-star rating and a glowing add to cart button. And look, I joke, but this isn't satire. These loopholes are real, and people are getting rich while the rest of us are sleeping on it. You won't see it coming because it walks, talks, and dresses like business. It passes itself off as hustle, as ambition, as entrepreneurship, and just when you think this story couldn't spiral any further, someone like me makes a video like this and cracks a joke about publishing their own overpriced book. Pre-order now, folks. Relax, I'm kidding. Seriously, calm down. I'm not about to launch a $999 coloring book. Not yet, but if you stuck around this long, congrats. You're officially sharper than most people trying to scrub their cash through poetry anthologies. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're into bedtime stories that come with crimes and loopholes. And one last thing, if their nostrils are wider than their nose, don't trust. Good night, and may your dreams be just the right amount of shady.